Welcome back to the Alex Helton Real Estate Show, brought to you by Rob Smith at Mortgage Investors Group. He is a great resource if you ever have questions about refinancing or home loans, for those of you that may be looking to purchase. And today we are going to answer a pretty common question that we get related to online home valuation tools. And so you can go on a lot of different websites that have a price for your home. Look it up, boom, there's the price. And how do we understand that price is really the question. Is that what my home is actually worth? Is that what it would sell for? And so, Alex, when you think about online pricing tools, typically they're algorithm based.
Yep.
They're not like bad and automatically let's write it off because it's wrong.
Sure.
But it is an algorithm based. It's a computer doing the work.
Yep.
So when you think about those tools and the prices that they come up with, what's the first kind of impression that you have, or how would you characterize that?
The way I would characterize the online pricing tools, regardless of the website, would be that it is meant to give a sense of the trajectory of the market, not necessarily a specific accurate value of the market. It does seem like when those first came out years ago, that people really gave them a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm. I remember checking mine like every week, be like, is my home worth more?
Being like, if this, this is saying, like, we could sit down 6-7 years ago and I would say, here are the, of all the homes out there, here are the top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that most give us insight as to what we believe the market says your home is worth. And you go, well, but this says this. And nobody ever said this is lower, let's go that direction.
Right.
It's like, well, this says higher, so let's go that.
You say my home's worth 5, but this website says 450, Alex. We need to list at 450.
Yeah, that never happened. It was, well, you're saying the market says 5, but this is saying 6. I feel like consumers in general have gotten maybe, just kind of wised up to how, if you just take a moment to think about that, like, how many times have we gone into a home that's been renovated in the last year, 2, 3? It doesn't matter when it was renovated. The computer calculation doesn't know that. Mm-hmm. Nor do they know the home that's been completely neglected.
And they can't, within the there's degrees to renovations.
So you can
do contractor grade kitchen up, renovation, and you can do
totally
luxury grade kitchen upgrade.
So you have degrees of renovation. You have nuances. Like, real estate is hyper local and it can be nuanced. So, what is the lot like? Like an acre here versus an acre over here that backs up to a wooded area, and this one backs up to a train track. Things like that are so nuanced. So the way to understand an online pricing tool is generally speaking, in my area, where is the market going? Is it going up or down? I just yesterday saw a Zestimate on something that was purchased back in November. The place has been renovated. There's no question in my mind that this place would sell for $150,000 over what the Zestimate is. So it goes both directions. It's not like it's always high. I feel like it used to when it first came out, it was always high. So anyway, so that's the way to understand an online pricing tool is, generally speaking, is what is the market doing? But frankly, I've even seen that to be inaccurate in different areas that I have seen. I disagree with that. But for the layperson out there that wants to just kind of like check in the the direction of the stock market, not necessarily your portfolio. You might just go look at the daily, and that gives you, like, if you want to do that, that's fine. But I certainly would not use that tool to price the home. But if you're not looking to sell and your financial planner says, hey, I'm putting together your net worth, I just need to know how much your home's worth, It'll get you close enough. It's kind of like a tax assessment. They do them once every 4 years. If that's all you used for that sort of exercise, it's close enough.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So yeah, I think the other thing with some of these online tools is they're also using one way that they can get off base is they're using sometimes the recent sale price of that home. So there's a couple homes in my neighborhood that sold off market to family members at really, really low prices. So now their Zestimate probably shows like 150 undervalue because they're taking the last purchase price.
Interesting.
Or in some of these are like bigger and nicer homes than other ones that are valued way more. And so there's limitations. I think the limitations make sense once we really stop and think about it's a computer collecting data, spitting a price out on the other side.
Yeah.
Probably pretty good. Like pretty amazing technology in some ways.
And the various companies that put these out, like they know what consumers enjoy.
Yeah.
So they have this tool that people love looking at on here's the other thing too, is that real estate doesn't work like the stock market. So I've heard, people say, hey, I saw my home values down 0.03% today. It's like, let's not spend that much time on let's do something else.
Probably not the best approach. So what I hear you kind of saying is it's interesting.
It's a good place to start. Take it with a grain of salt.
Take it with a grain of salt. And then when it actually comes time to sell, if that's something that someone is considering, the home is really worth, it's kind of the case with everything. It's worth what someone's willing to pay. Yeah. The best way to determine what someone's willing to pay is what have people paid for comparable homes. Yep. But there's a lot that goes into that equation that a computer cannot.
And going through a process to get the most for the home is a different conversation. But in terms of understanding your likely value, Yeah,
cool. Anything you want to add before we wrap up, or maybe sort of one piece of advice for a buyer or seller?
No, just
as they look online and see prices out there.
Have fun with your Zestimate and take it with a grain of salt.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys for watching today. As always, if you would rather listen to us on a commute, please don't watch us on a commute. Listen to us on a commute, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe, rate, review, etc. Share it with someone who may find this valuable and interesting, and we will talk to you next time.
See you guys.